welcome to Gotham. I'm Tatiana, and I'm here with a new host for the day, Scott Rogers.
Hey everybody, happy Halloween to you.
And of course, we're here with Alexis, as always.
Hi, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Alexis. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Get any good candy?
I ate a lot of candy at work, I'm not gonna lie. I did.
I've just had nothing but chocolate. And now I'm sipping cayenne peppers in this water to see if I can get a kind of Red Queen trip happening for myself.
Oh, watch out.
Oh,
Speaking
good luck.
of-
Careful, Scott.
Yeah, I'm backing up.
What did we think of this episode, guys?
I liked it. I thought that there were some nice, significant plot shifts going on, and actually, I was really surprised that a lot of the plot points that I thought that they were going to drag out at least 2-3 episodes, like for example the Edward Nygma and new girlfriend plot line, or Oswald and his jealousy. You know, I'm sure that's going to keep going for a while, but things seemed a lot faster this time than I thought was going to happen.
Yeah. How about you, Alexis?
I thought it was a great episode. It was interesting for me because a lot of things in some way kind of got reset. You have, you know, Ed Nygma is literally back with the same woman that he was with. You've got Jim Gordon going back onto the police force. You have Mad Hatter safely away in Arkham for now. But even though it was kind of the same thing happening again, they've really earned the build-up to it. So it felt like a change as opposed to going back.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Especially with Jim Gordon going back, like his whole plot really served to show why he needed to be there. And why it was best for the show, as well as best for him as a character. So I was glad with that. And I also even like that I think Edward, you know, being with this doppelganger situation, there are people, like, people already know what Nygma is like, you know, and even she's aware of the situation too.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, that was really surprising that he once again, any other traditional television show would have stretched out, hey, I murdered my ex-girlfriend and strangled her and you know, all types of horrible things.
Right.
And yet they just jumped right to it. And so obviously there's something interesting going on with Isabella that we don't know about, because for her to be able to go, well, I'm kind of cool with all this.
Right.
You were in Arkham.
Something's wrong with that.
Yeah, she's crazier than the Riddler is.
But before we jump into that, let's talk Jervis Tetch and what we thought of his plan to make the ruling classes fall. Yeah, like you were...
It seemed a little short-sighted. First of all, we were watching it, and my question was, all right, what is he going to do for all the people that are drinking white wine? Because if they're, you know, or beer for that matter, because he was poisoning all the red wine. Of course, he forced it on everybody who was going to have them drink it, but it just seemed a little silly. But then again, you know, that's part of the show, right?
But then he came in with guns a-blazing, like, you guys are gonna drink this wine.
Right, yeah.
It's like, so why with all the subterfuge in the first place?
Right, it would seem like a lot of effort just to them point a gun at somebody's head and say, please drink this.
Please do it. How about you, Alexis? What do you think of Jervis this week?
I thought he had a great week. I think that we sort of saw peak crazy Jervis, which is kind of bizarre considering he's been peak crazy Jervis for every episode, but this was like...
found a new level.
Yeah, he hit a new level though I didn't even think he could get to, of just like straight up cuckoo bananas.
Yeah.
When he looks at Barnes and says, "Is that my sister I see?"
Yes,
I was
that's
like,
exactly what I was gonna bring up.
This is nasty.
I was low-key thinking he was going to be like, oh, well, I'm attracted to you now, Barnes.
Yeah, I was
you've
like,
got my sister in you.
Is he going to kiss Michael Chiklis right now?
Well, romance does seem to be in the air in the show.
There was a moment.
Very much so.
How creepy was it that he was draining all the blood out of Alice, right?
Yeah.
That was very disturbing.
That's just, like, he always finds, every episode he finds something else, like, to up the ick factor, for sure.
Yeah, that guy is just gross.
Yeah.
Well, I kept wondering what's he going to do with the body, right?
Oh, no.
He's got a,
Oh,
I mean,
God.
because she's a safe body now, right? There's no blood in there anymore.
No.
I mean,
Horrible.
it's not like we don't watch a show where people regularly come back from the dead or anything, but...
I would be, if she came back from the dead, I would be super happy. I really want this.
I mean, she didn't look as pale and as horrible as she could have, so...
Maybe they can just put, like, healthy blood in her.
Right, yeah, well, that just happens, right? You can just pump some new blood in people.
Right? This is hero's logic.
If it can happen anywhere, it can happen in Gotham.
Exactly, right. I believe Dr. Mario could do that for her.
There you go.
Right?
Dr. Mario seems like a good doctor. So the Court of Owls people, right? Catherine was there at that party, which led me to wonder, like, do they know what's going on? Did they just happen to leave?
No, of course they know what's going on. It's a Court of Owl. I mean, if you know them from the comic book,
Right.
they've got their fingers in everything, right?
Everything.
And obviously there's this connection with them that through Saint Dumas, which is something that isn't in the comic book. So it's real interesting to see how they're bringing all these kind of ancient Gotham history threads together and making them all kind of in cahoots with each other.
Yeah, and it's cool to see that because not that many other Batman stories that we see have, or at least like on screen, have done that.
Right.
Because Gotham is such a weird, dark, messed up city, in part because of its history, because of these like ancient warring families have kind of like damned the place.
Yeah, and they seem to be the key players in the show, particularly this season. You've got the Falcons, you've got the Cobblepots, you've got the Saint Dumas, you've got the Court of Owls, and the Waynes, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and perhaps
them
even
all
now
kind of
the Gordons.
merge.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
kind of they're on a collision course.
Yeah, if there's one thing
Yeah.
that's a slow burn right now, it's definitely that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The different family background stories.
Yeah.
I agree. So, Jim had his Red Queen acid trip this week.
That was a pretty mild acid trip as far as acid
Yeah.
trips go.
Yeah. Basically, it was literally subconscious just telling him that he needs to step it up and do better.
Right.
So I think it's, like you said, that's a pretty good acid trip to have.
Yeah,
You know.
well, and his ex-girlfriend, fiance, was pretty nice to him. She only threatened his life once, but other than that,
Justifiably
Yeah,
so. She was
right.
just trying to get his head out of his ass. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it is an extraordinarily Jim Gordon thing, though, to go on this extremely dangerous, supposedly sexy acid trip and then have it be like the picture of domesticity. It's like literally
Yes.
a pot roast and 2 kids.
There's
Yeah.
nothing
As
more terrifying
far
to Jim
as
than
he
that.
goes.
right, exactly.
Oh, but yeah, it really was just like,
I was just hoping that at the end of it, someone like his father or, I don't know, some sort of bird or bat or something would just say to him, it's time to grow a mustache. Right? And you won't be complete until you grow a mustache, Jim Gordon.
maybe one of these days he'll just be so busy on the job that he just forgets to
Right,
shave.
forgets to
you know?
shave and then
Yeah.
Maybe
And
that's like the last season. Like instead of it being everyone saying, "Oh, the show's going to end when Bruce Wayne puts on the cowl."
Right, it's gonna
maybe
end when-
It ends when
Jim
Jim
Gordon
Gordon
shows up and
gets
says,
his
"I've got a mustache now."
There you go, transformation complete. Or at least, Lee or Barbara or someone will be like, "Oh, I like you with the mustache,
I think you
Jim."
should grow a
And he'll be
mustache.
Like, oh, well, I guess that's what I'm doing.
Show
Last line of the show.
Exactly. So the next subject of conversation, actually, wait, do we have anything, thoughts about Barnes aside from having, Alice inside of him?
I like him, and
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling that he's not going to be with us much longer.
Aw.
Now I know that
Yeah.
he's probably signed on for the end of the season,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a bad feel. I mean, just looking at the promo for next week, seems like if stabbing him through with a sword wasn't enough to get rid of him, I think that they're trying to find a way to get him out, and unfortunately I have a bad feeling about next
So you
week.
don't think he could become like a hulky hero situation? He can't.
I don't know.
Bane.
Bane.
Bane, yeah.
He'll change his name to Bane.
Right,
Done.
it's a
Barnes Bane. It's
Blockbuster
super
or
close.
Captain
something.
Bane.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, no, I like him. I like the actor. I like the character. I just, I don't, we know that he has to be out of the picture eventually,
Right.
right? We know
Yes.
that Gotham Police Department isn't going to be run by Barnes in the future.
Right.
It's Commissioner Gordon, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
It would
speaking
make a
of-
good mid-season finale.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
that's true. But it was super
Yeah.
easy for Jim to get back into the GCPD.
Yeah,
Like,
do
that
they
just-
not have an HR department or
He
any
never
sort of
left.
screening? It was like, hey, you're back, okay. I see you're humble now, okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you've got your job back.
They didn't even file his exit paperwork. They're just like, just wait.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, yeah.
They don't have time for all that because too many other cops die on a daily basis. Like they
Exactly.
need to
Very
have
true.
constant replenishment.
Need as many as they can get, yeah.
So Jim will do for now since he won't die.
Right.
Yeah, warm bodies.
So now for Alexis's favorite part of the episode, I'm sure. Nygma plus Isabella. What can we call this?
Nygma's no,
Nygpot?
that mess up the pot.
Yeah. I don't
Ms.
know.
Mobblepot. Got it.
There you go. Nygma's got amazing game all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, go Riddler.
Yeah, he's got everyone falling all over him.
Yeah. It's good. This is something that we've not seen much over the history of the characters. I can count on one hand the number of relationship stories with characters other than Batman, Catwoman, and the Joker. I think there's been like one Penguin story, and maybe I don't even know if there's ever been a Riddler story or not.
I've never heard of love interest.
So seeing them fleshed out as human beings who love and okay, they're psychopaths, but they're psychopaths can fall in love too.
Very quickly, apparently.
Very quickly, right. 12 hours, was it?
The heart keeps its own time, guys.
That's right.
Especially when it looks like the doppelganger of the woman that you murdered.
Yeah, so the real question is Isabella's ex-boyfriend look like Edward Nygma? Right? The one that she's chopped up and put in the dumpster out back.
You know she's done something, because that girl's too shady. There's no way that she's that into Nygma.
Well, I told Tatiana what my dream wish would be is that Isabella takes the name Kris Kringle and she finally becomes the Christmas-themed bad guy that Kris Kringle should have become. Right?
Yes.
We need a Christmas-themed supervillain, and Christmas is coming, so the timing is right, writers at Gotham.
Give like a nice Jingle Bell promo for Gotham.
Exactly.
Kringle is coming.
Yeah, do the Jingle Bell, Paul Dini's character, right? Jingle Bell. It's all there. It's already been done.
Oh my
I think she's a plant from Butch. I think she's somebody is pushing her in front of Edward to mess with Penguin.
That makes sense, actually, because she did show up, just like great timing, like right after Nygma defeated Butch, I guess,
Yeah, and when the weird guy in the wine shop talked to her, she said, "Hi, I'm Isabella." Kept looking
that
for
was
her
still
wine.
super weird. That was so weird.
She was way too forward with him, and the Kringle face,
for a girl
and
who
perfect
likes
timing.
books.
For a girl who totally.
Right.
Because she's like, oh, you're the first guy that's measured up, but like, how was he measuring up just by like being a
Measuring
dude?
up to Anthony
Yeah.
and what was the other Caligula? What were the other?
Caligula. You know how he measured up to Othello. She's like, oh, that guy murders his girlfriends.
Exactly.
He's like Othello.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, it's fun.
I'm going to see how that plays out. There's got to be more going on there.
I really did like seeing.
Kringle. Maybe she's. Oh no, but did he dispose of her body?
I think he. Yeah.
What's that?
Did he dispose of his body? Is that what you asked?
Oh, of her body. Did he just
Kris
put her in the
Kringle's?
woods or something?
Yeah, he did. I think. I remember. I can't remember.
I feel like didn't they catch him when he was like digging her up or something? He was either digging her up or putting her away.
Yeah, he was doing something untowards.
But what about reanimation? You never know.
But what about Penguin's reaction to all this?
Yeah, I liked seeing Penguin be a little petty.
Oh yeah.
Especially because it's like twofold. Because like on the one hand, I was like, oh, because I was thinking like, Penguin, you're such a jerk. Why are you doing this? And then I was like, wait a second.
No.
She definitely needs to know that Penguin, that Nygma killed his girlfriend.
But I like this Penguin in love, right? It's fun to see him. It gives him a lot to do, and he really chewed up the carpet tonight, right?
Yeah.
Just in.
Just being like just your chatty mayor coming in to talk about boys.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense too that he would feel so attached to Nygma. Like Nygma's like the first person that's really believed in him other than his mom, right?
Right.
Or I guess both his parents, because I guess his dad kind of did too.
Yes.
But yeah, the point is that he's like the first person that's not related to him that really like cares about him and that he feels that he can have a connection with.
Yeah.
So of course he's going to try to hang on to that no matter what.
But he's going to get his heart broken no matter what.
Aww.
But I know what the cure is.
What's the cure?
He's got to get a monocle.
That's
the cure, right? A monocle will cure that pain.
So the same episode that Jim Gordon gets a mustache.
That's the
Penguin gets a
puts on the monocle. Jim Gordon gets the mustache. Bruce Wayne puts on the
cowl. End of show.
And Catwoman.
She's already got her baddie.
She's already got her baddie.
She gets a skin tight leather suit all of a sudden.
And Alfred grows a mustache.
There you go.
And everybody gets a mustache. Mustaches for everybody.
All right, so the last storyline that was a little not so much of a storyline, but it had a couple of cute scenes. Batcat, my children, in love. So Bruce tried to cook for Selena.
He was making a salad. He was chopping some lettuce.
He had a whole cake too.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I see now. You guys are saying that he made the cake. I didn't see him make a cake. I saw him make rice pilaf. I saw him cut some vegetables, maybe some fruit. I didn't see an entree at all. No protein. I don't know what Alfred is teaching him.
He hasn't learned the pyramid yet. He's too busy learning like
hasn't learned the
fencing.
pyramid.
He's like,
That's
I have to.
He's too busy learning how to hit people to
Yeah,
learn how to fight.
it's like crime fighter training, ninja training, and then the food pyramid. Wait, how can I fit that?
Yeah, there was not time for that, so it's
He
fine.
didn't know how to put that in there.
And
There's
also,
an old joke I had in season 1 because he would always bring Jim Gordon sandwiches when Jim would come and visit him, but the bread was always this thick and the sandwiches were this thick. So I was like, this kid can't even make a goddamn sandwich. He doesn't even know where the kitchen is.
Well, it's okay because Selena doesn't like eat on a regular basis, so I'm sure she's happy for whatever food
You
that
know,
she gets.
for a girl who's living in the streets, presumably out of trash cans or whatever, you'd think she'd be a lot more appreciative for a home cooked meal, right?
Yeah, she'd be
She
on
shows
time.
up. She's like, oh, you know, what did you say, Tatiana? She should have brought Tupperware. Oh no.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think Alexis
Alexis,
said that.
yeah,
She
so you should have brought Tupperware,
Well, you
right?
know she's just gonna steal it anyway.
Right.
She's gonna be like, Alfred, please wrap this up for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that was really cute because, like, you know, she's nervous too, and she doesn't like to show it. So her nervousness or her awkwardness comes out in like aggression,
Right.
and like, I don't really like you. Don't get the wrong idea, okay? I'm just here because you're feeding me. But
I thought it was a very sweet scene between the two of them. I wish Bruce had like lit a candle or something.
yeah,
That
I
was
wanted to
so
go all
dark.
out with his dorky romance.
Turn on a light or something.
Yeah,
in
he was
that
just,
kitchen.
Right?
he was just like
Seriously.
eating in the dark,
Yeah.
just like
He's moping.
foreboding.
Aw,
Yes.
you know.
As children usually do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Silver State Cloud to burst through the door being like, miss me, Brucey, and ruin everything.
I liked seeing Bruce take a little bit of a hardline stance too, because usually he's just like, all right, Selena, walk all over me.
Yeah, no,
And this time he was like, you know what? If we're doing this where we hold hands and Alfred drives us to the movies, you have to be honest with me.
Yes,
It
exactly.
was very cute.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
my heart. I love it. It can't last, but I love it.
I'm in love with them.
Well, which is
They're
cuter,
ridiculous.
though, as a couple? Is it Bruce and Selena or Ed and Penguin?
Ow.
Oh, Bruce and Selena are cuter. Ed and
Yeah.
Penguin are terrifying.
Right. I mean, we'll see if they ever get to be a couple, you know, Penguin and Nygma. But yeah, like if they were like some kind of like power couple, then they'd be terrifying for Gotham as it
I
is.
was going to say, I'm sure people are already writing the fanfic right now about...
Bat
Oh,
Cat
yeah.
versus Nygma plot. Oh my God. There you go.
Ooh.
Nygma and Penguin are like destroying the city, and Bruce and Selena have to stop them.
Right.
But
But it's-
sometimes Selena helps them because she doesn't
But it's
care.
also a double date.
Yes.
Yes. Also
I love
a
it.
double date.
I would watch an entire episode about that. I'm
The
good.
power of love.
Ain't love
Bring
grand.
it. Yeah, I missed Tabitha's episode, but obviously there wasn't space for her. So I'm glad we got to see Barbara. You know.
And she
She's,
looked...
she's,
she was,
she's tending to Butch's wounds.
Yes.
Somewhere.
I thought Barbara was rocking the bellhop
Mm.
costume, too. I thought she looked really good. I was like,
Oh,
make
yeah.
her a bellhop themed supervillain. You know, that would
Yes.
be Elevator Woman or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, she looked good in everything
Yeah.
except for the nun outfit. Because she wasn't meant to be a nun.
The nun was funny, though.
Yeah. It's interesting to see that that's how Jim really sees her, right? You know? Like, he still feels like deep down she's regretful of what has happened in the past.
Well,
You
and
know, he
it-
doesn't.
And it makes you wonder, are they going to use that as some sort of impetus to eventually get them back together? Because there's still that lingering point of where does Barbara Gordon, the Batgirl, come from, right? Is
Yeah.
it Barbara
Why would you name your
Is it-
firstborn child after this crazy woman?
Exactly. Yeah. You know, and
Yeah.
and even if they do Frank Miller and then have the son also, right? Because there's two Gordon kids in the comic books now.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? Where do those babies come from? I don't know. Where do babies come from?
Where did babies come from? Yeah. I feel like I say this every single time, but I feel like unless they redeem Barbara and redeem her, whatever. As long as they say that she didn't kill her parents.
They'll Hugo Stranger or something,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They'll brainwash her
Right.
or inject her with something. Or,
Yeah, or show that whatever happened in the past was based on something else and not really her.
Or
in the
or
moment.
it'll be a twin.
Right, a
someone will-
twin.
It'll be
Oh,
my
God.
name is Rebecca Keene,
No.
and I'm her cousin.
But yeah, unless
twice
they do
removed.
that, then I think that Barbara will eventually like die protecting Jim, and
Oh, of
then
course.
he'll name his daughter after her.
Yeah, right.
But I hope that
Yeah.
she doesn't die because she's too badass to die. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's gonna be Albus Severus Potter all over again.
That's right.
Yes, exactly. It's like the bravest woman I ever knew.
Yeah.
Barbara Keene.
Barbara Gordon.
And also the craziest.
And also the craziest. Okay, so promo for next week. It's called Blood Rush, right? It's the episode for next week, and it looks like it's going to be mostly about Barnes going a little crazy.
Yeah.
But he can't be gone by the end of next episode.
No.
So how do they think they're going to resolve that? Like everyone's going to know
Well,
next week, right? That he's got the damage.
Somebody needs to find out what the cure is, right?
Right.
So who in
Yes.
the list of medical professionals in Gotham City are qualified enough to relieve him of this? Is it going to be Hugo Strange? Is it going to be Dr. Mario?
Right.
I
Is
think
it-
it'd be Lucius and Mario joining forces.
Yeah, I think
That
so
would be
too,
interesting.
right?
I mean, I think that
Yeah.
Mario has to be involved in some way because we saw that there was something on his neck.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like that
yeah.
Jim like
Yeah.
sort of noticed.
Yeah.
I feel
He
like
had like a vampire bite.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna tie back to that because like next week's gonna be like the first episode that he has a plot, right? It's
Right.
his and Lee's engagement.
Right.
So I think we're gonna learn something new about him that may or may not tie back to Tetch, but at least
Yeah.
will provide a reason for his
Yeah.
existence.
Yeah, because right now he's just been kind of the plot device of
Right.
like, so-and-so
Yeah.
is shot, let's bring in Dr. Mario.
Yeah,
So-and-so is...
He's been the DC night nurse, basically.
Every
Patching
time-
up people and they come in.
Although every time I hear Dr. Mario, I think of a Nintendo game, so it's... you
Very
know.
true.
Yeah,
Very
you said
true.
that during the episode, and I definitely thought you were going to start telling me about some super obscure DC villain called Dr. Mario
Yeah,
that
exactly.
he was obviously going to turn out to
He's
be.
got little pills
no.
and he stops germs and no, I still think that Dr. Mario could still be the crime doctor from DC Comics because there is a Batman villain called the Crime Doctor. So and he is
He's a
the
Falcone.
character's name is Matthew Thorne.
Oh,
Although
okay.
so you know Mario Matthew, that's not too far of a stretch.
Yeah.
So
And also,
Yeah.
like, who really is going to be like, no, you can't
Other than-
desecrate
other
the
than
memory
me?
of Matthew
other
Thorne?
than me, no wait, I like the Crime Doctor.
No, I mean, I like Mario so far, not in terms of like, oh, wow, what an interesting character, but like, he seems like a decent guy, and it's nice to know that Carmine Falcone can have a decent son.
Sure.
So it would be unfortunate if he became a criminal, but at the same time, the villains are the most interesting characters
Yeah, of
on the
course.
show.
But
so.
then again, Falcone in the comic also has other villains for children. He's got
Right.
the Holiday
Yeah, he's
Killer
got the Holiday
and,
Killer,
and the
spooky.
daughter. I always forget the daughter's name, but you know, she's like that big, strong gal. Anyway, so
Big, strong gal.
there is a well, she's just really big. She's a big girl. But yeah, there's a history there of the Falcones also having a kind of super villainy type, not dress up and run around like the Riddler or those guys, but definitely part of the Batman's Rogues Gallery.
By the way, guys, if you have any questions for us, you can hashtag GothamAS or Gotham After Show on Twitter. And of course, you can leave questions in the chat, and we'll be getting to those very shortly. But in the meantime, we have Jim's dad. In the dream, he had the ring that he
Right.
made Jim go look at, right? Jim read it and meant as long as you breathe, you have to serve or protect or whatever it was.
Maybe it's job security or something.
be a cop as long as you're alive, Jim, is what the ring meant. But then we see that the character, the Court of Owls character that Catherine's talking
Catherine,
to,
yeah.
has that same ring.
Yep.
So what's going on there?
They're all members of the same fraternity.
Yes, basically.
They all bought the
Jim's
same
dad was
box
in the
of
Batman
Cracker Jacks.
Illuminati.
It's like their class ring.
Exactly, yeah. The class of Saint Dumas, 1939. Yeah.
So is that what we think that he meant then?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like he's
yeah.
like, oh, I've got a dark side, but
Yeah, I'm sure that I mean, the Saint Dumas is a very long, standing plot line in the Batman universe. That's where Azrael. I mean, we've already seen Azrael, but we've seen crazy Azrael. We've not seen good Azrael.
Yeah,
and I,
that's
and, I,
Stoic,
and, I still,
awesome
and I
Azrael.
still think that there's room for Jim Gordon to have like one more. Kind of heroic transition, like because remember for the last year or so he's been Batman, you know, just recently through Rebirth.
That's true.
He's been Batman in the universe, and so I could very easily see him being Azrael for a short period of time.
I can
right?
see that too. Yeah.
So,
My revelation just suggested that Lee could become the crime doctor,
oh yeah,
which would
yeah.
be
But she is Lee Tompkins.
yeah,
She's,
she
She's
is.
Lee
She's
Tompkins
her
in
own
the comic.
character,
Yeah.
but that would be an interesting twist.
True.
That's true.
Much-
Barbara Gordon wasn't a villain either.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Well. Yeah.
And we had another question from darling Alma Diaz. Okay, so she had asked, do you guys think Jim's dad was in the Court of Owls, or is it just another guy with the same ring? And you think it's...
I think he's in Saint
Yeah.
Dumas, and I think Saint Dumas probably has historical connections to the Court of Owls because of all these old Gotham families.
But he's definitely dead, right?
The dad?
The dad is definitely dead. It's not like he's like secretly alive.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's...
There's been something weird about Jim's dad where, like, he has this great legacy that they haven't really explained a lot yet. Because even in the first episode, they're like, oh, you're so-and-so Gordon's son.
Right.
Your father was a hero. Your father was this person. So,
Right.
like, it makes me think, like, maybe, like, are the Gordons old Gotham and we just haven't heard about it yet?
Yeah, I guess it's possible.
Yeah, maybe not old in the sense that some of these other families are, but definitely distinguished Gothamites.
Definitely not old enough to be invited to the founders' dinner.
Right, exactly.
Right.
But Lily Mitchelson just suggested that it could be an evil twin of Jim Gordon's dad. If it was anywhere, it would be Gotham that would do
true.
that.
And you know how we know he could be an evil twin is because Jim's dad had a mustache.
There you go.
Because that's where Jim Gordon
Evil
gets the
twin with
idea to grow a
mustache.
mustache. He's like,
He's gonna
I'll grow
show
one
up.
like my dad.
I, for one, would welcome the opportunity to see Ben McKenzie try to be somebody else besides Jim Gordon on Gotham again.
All right. We've gotta move on to Welcome to the Batcave shortly, but I just wanted to let you guys know, which you probably already know, but Selena Kyle is getting a mom this season, and it's an actress from Banshee. Her name is Ilana Milicevic. I can't say her last name, but apparently it's gonna be her mom's a drifter, her mom abandoned her, but she totally still loves her daughter. So
Sounds shady.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen with that, but hopefully it's something Bruce can help her with and prove that he is boyfriend material at the ripe age of 12.
That's right.
All right. Happy Halloween, guys, and we'll hopefully see you in a couple minutes at Welcome to the Batcave.
Hey, thanks for watching.
All right, thanks for watching. Bye.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.